Hi guys, my little Pinky Dash here. Trying to do one of these vector tutorials. Seeing I've never done one of these before, first time for both of us. Alright, so what I want to show you is something which is at the moment unreleased. It's on Ponyscape, or will be on Ponyscape 0.5, which is currently in its beta stages, but being one of the beta testers, I am privileged to have a use of it. Alright, so what I want to show you is something called clipping groups. Now, if you've ever used Photoshop or Illustrator, you'll know what I'm talking about, but this is something that's brand new for Ponyscape. Okay, so what we've got, I've opened up Ponyscape here, so this is just blank canvas. And then, okay, so what we're going to be needing is we're going to be using the objects dialog. We're going to be using that heavily, so you go objects up here, and then objects. This is already available in Ponyscape 0.4, which is, as of the time of recording, publicly released. So that's good. You can already go and try that little bit out. You got all sorts of things here, which will eventually should be able to replace the layers panel up there. So should eventually be able to replace that. But I personally like to have both open. Alright, so what is clip groups? Here's an example. So let's bring up the square and we'll draw a square. Easy as that, just a big purple square. Now you'll see that has come up here in the objects dialog as rect 4407 in layer 1, which I can minimize and rename. So let's call that purple square. No, let's call that something else. Let's call it clip test. Call it clip test. And then rect 4407, I can rename if I want to purple square. So that's called purple square now. Now, if you come over here, select the node selection tool, which I can select nodes, which I'm not going to do. Right click and create clip group. This is something that's brand new in Ponyscape 0.5. So click that. Now you'll come over here and you'll see that what I had named as purple square is now G4409, which G stands for group. So that is now in a group, and inside that group is something called clip, and inside that is purple square. So what does this mean? This means that anything that is this is now a clip. So if over here you'll see that clip is inside G4409. Let's call that clip group. Easy. Clip test is a layer, clip group is the group, and clip is another subgroup within clip group, which contains purple square. Sounds confusing, I know, but you do get used to it. Okay, so now what do I want to do here? If I select clip here, and then come over here and select, let's make another square, and just draw. You can't really see it because it's the same color, so we'll change that color down there to black. And you'll see the square is bigger than the purple square, but you can't see it because it's clipped. And now, because it's a clip group, I don't need to change I don't need to convert it to path, I don't need to change anything like that. I can drag it around and it's clipped automatically to that square. You won't see anything outside that purple square because that purple square is now the clip. This makes things incredibly easily. So I can do whatever I want here. I can add a circle. Let's add a circle. Let's change that one's color to blue. I can draw strokes in there. Let's make that one red. I can do whatever I want. It's all clipped to that square. See? Easy. And now, this is where the objects dialog comes into play, because whatever is in that clip group but above that clip will be clipped to the square in this case. If it's below, nothing happens. It doesn't work. It goes away. It goes below the square as you'd expect in normal layering. You can't see it. If I bring it back up here, turn it back on, it's there, and I can move it around and do whatever I want. It stays clipped. So now this is again something new and interesting, which which is a lot more intuitive than other vector programs. If I go over here and let's grab the circle, and now you see I've clicked inside where it says clip. So I'm now selecting the same layer as that square. I can come over here and I can draw a circle. Let's get rid of the stroke and put a fill in there. Let's make the fill white. And now you can see here, if I select that square, which is clipped to that square, it's now clipped to that circle as well. So let's make that white circle. This enables you to easily modify the shape of your clip group. So let's move that square over there, let's move this circle down there, and you can see whatever I do is now also clipped to that circle as well as the square. Both of these are unlimited, so you can do whatever, you can make these whatever shapes you want, no matter the sizes. You can change sizes of them. You can change the size of the group. If you want to change just the square, you can change just the square. All of that makes it very, very intuitive, and it makes great vectoring tools very easy. Now, how can this be related back to, for example, a pony vector? Okay, so I've got this other vector file here, which I'll bring in. Here we go, Pinkie Pie. This is an older vector of mine, which am going to recreate her eyes using these new tools that weren't available when I made this originally. So let's just make her a bit bigger. Bit of rendering glitch there, but you get that. Okay, so we've got here Pinkie eyes, and these are all the objects that I've used previously, which even though the objects dialog wasn't available when I made this originally, all the information is there anyway. So no matter what you've done with previous versions of Ponyscape or Inkscape, all of this will be here. So let's go Pinkie, let's go eyes. My reference layer still there? Yes, it is. Good. So let's just get rid of everything in there and delete. Now she has no eyes. Okay, so let's just lock everything else, just so I can't accidentally select it. And leave eyes unlocked. We'll turn off the head layer. We'll turn off background main. We'll turn off ear. Yeah, where are we? Good. Eyes are exposed. Lock that layer too. Okay, eyes. Now, first step that I like to do, let's just check what I've done with the head. Okay, first step that I like to do is over here, draw in that little bit. So if we bring the pen tool up, go do that. Swatches, MLP, Pinkie Pie. So we want body stroke, remove fill. I wonder what size that is. I don't know, it doesn't tell me. Why doesn't it tell me? Ah, because that's power stroke. Let's see, what size is that? That is size 4. Sweet. So we'll do the same. We'll do 4. This is interesting. Looks like I won't be doing it 4. Let's go 10. That looks about right. I can modify that very easily. Using path effects, power stroke. 0 width, 0 width. If you want to know what I'm doing here, check the description for a link to Rainbow Rage's power stroke tutorials. always save. Okay. So my next step is to draw the eyelash. Let's draw the eyelash in. We'll go from about there, I think. We'll go around to there, around to there, and I'll go out to there. Stroke we'll make black. We'll make it 8. Path effects. Power stroke 0, 0. It takes a little bit of playing around with these sometimes to make them how you want them. I kind of like how that looks. So that's that one done. Let's make another 2 here. And we'll duplicate that. Move that one up there. Don't know what happened to that. Why has it gone all weird all of a sudden? Let's just delete that and do another one. Interesting. Yeah, it looks good. Okay, so we've got eyelashes done. That will be the top layer. Now if we come over here and make an ellipse, we're still, where are we? Still in the eye layer over here. So ellipse, and then let's drag that out like that. Let's remove stroke but make the fill white. And we'll page down till it's underneath everything. And move it so that I'm happy with where it is. Change the size if I need to. And zoom in, make sure it all matches up. Perfect. Okay, I'm kind of happy with that. So what I normally do here to make the eyes line up properly and clip is that there, that button up there, convert selected object to path, leaving everything up here exactly how it is, just inside the pink bit which you won't see, and we'll just hide that under there. So everything up here is still an ellipse, but just the parts you can't see are hidden. Now this is where those clip groups come back into play. So right click, create clip group, and you'll see up here eyes. The paths which are not clipped are the eyebrows and the pink bit. Everything else is inside there, so if we type that clip group, call that clip group, anything I draw inside that now will be clipped. So if I drew that, see, sometimes this will happen where you've either haven't selected that or just something's gone a bit strange and it's put it up here. You can drag that inside the clip group. Oops. See, right there, already it's clipped. Easy, nice and easy. You can move that around, do whatever you want. It's gonna stay there. So if we just delete that, and we'll turn the eye opacity down so I can see what's underneath. Clip. Now we'll draw in the iris, which is Pinkie Pie, so it's that one. And resize that to whatever I want. And we'll do another one for the pupil. Make it black. And we'll make a couple more for the little eye highlights. Hi, shiny bits. Just like that. So now if I go back up here and select the eyes and raise the opacity, look at that, perfect. No matter what I do with these, move them around, it's going to stay exactly within that eye. Nothing's going to change. Now let's make this look a bit more like Pinkie Pie. Do the gradient. Let's go there, and we'll go there. Okay, gradient is done. Now, something else that we can do with the clip groups is create clip groups inside of clip groups. So this iris here is already clipped to the sclera, the white bit, but now if we right click and create clip group, you can see here that it's created a second one. So we've got clip group, which is the whole thing, and G1812, which is just the iris. Let's call that iris clip. Now this is useful for doing the little highlighted bits like that. Let's move it out of the way. Let's put that in there. Okay, and we'll make it the right color. Once again, I can move that around and it'll only be clipped to the iris. Let's draw the second one in. And put it the right color. There, look at that. Perfect Pinkie Pie eye. Now, something that I like to do with my eyes is take it just one little step further. And I do this. So, we'll make a duplicate of that one, of the pupil there. And we'll move it down inside the iris clip above all of the other ones. Remove the fill and give it a stroke. Make it a black stroke. And we'll make it nice and thin, so we'll make it number 1. Now, something that I like to do with this is give it a bit of a blur. Might have to make it a little bit bigger, I think. Let's do that. There we go. And we just remove that blur. And just play around with it until it gets somewhere where I like it. Might have to just change the size a bit. just hide it under there like that. Just push it under there. Let's give it a little bit more blur. Okay, then I'll change it to white. And you can see it's got looks like a little bit of a shine there. I'll then duplicate this path, which is the iris, duplicate that, and bring that one up above all the rest as well. So you can see now it looks like it's on top of everything, but if I remove the fill, give it a black stroke, you can see it's there. And I'll make this stroke a bit thinner. Let's go for 4. And then we'll do the same thing. Make it blur. Except with this one, I do need to lower the opacity just a touch. And look at that. Quite a nice looking eye. Gives it a bit more of a rounded effect. Bit of a 3D effect. One last little thing that I like to do is go back to that clip group, that one there, which is the top, and just add a little bit of that where you think the light should be coming from. No matter what I do, it'll be clipped to that. Remove stroke, make it white inside. You can see there it's all clipped to the eye white anyway. Add a bit of blur, lower the opacity, a bit more blur, and it's just another little effect that I like to add. Just a bit of depth. And then one last absolute little thing. When it decides to load for me. Something else I should mention, if you're using a lot of heavy blurs and things and it makes everything slow down, up here on the taskbar up here is view, display mode, no filters. So you can see it turns off all the blurs and all the effects, but all the data is still there, so you can go back, view, display, normal, everything comes back. Makes it very, very easy if you're doing large files like this, or when there's a lot of blurs. Makes it very easy to move stuff around and edit it. Let's go no filters. Okay, so we've selected the eye white there, we'll duplicate that, bring that right up the top of the clip group. Remove the fill, make the stroke black, make it thin, and we'll give that a bit of a blur. Of course you'll have to turn the blurs back on to be able to see it. It could be a little bit much there. And let's turn that down again. And we'll lower the opacity until you can only just see it. And one last little bit. Just make it a bit bigger so it falls off the edge of the way where you don't want the light to be coming from. Just like that. Now if we come back over here to the layers, turn everything back on, zoom out, and it's the Pinkie Pie eye. It's a little bit off there, but a bit more time I would have been able to fix that. It's just how I do my eyes like that. Makes it look a bit different, look a bit cooler. And I've had a couple of people ask me how I do that, so Just like that. Nice and easy using brand new feature in Ponyscape 0.5, which is due to be released fairly soon at the time of recording. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Just do the same thing again for the other side, and you can use those clip groups to do whatever you want. Yeah, any questions, please feel free to just shoot me a question. I'll do my best to try and answer it or find someone who can. Cheers, thanks for stopping and watching.